Hi.
Hello, how are you doing, Michelle?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing great. Let's
Hey,
see, we
we
have
already
some
got some
people.
people here to join us. Hi, everyone. We got
Yep.
Sherry G's here. Hello, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. How are you doing? Congratulations on that bottle that you just got
Yes.
from Jason. So that's awesome. Hope you enjoy that.
And then, of course, we have Cheech in here doing our wonderful background stuff for us.
Yes, thank you,
And
Cheech.
C.
And I see
Jackson and Bourbon Baller, welcome.
Slapshot Brian. Nice to see you. Lone Wanderer.
Hi, Noah. Lil's in the house.
Hi, Lilith. Awesome to see you.
And Jason Busey. How's it going tonight, Jason?
We have Hot Ramen. Good to see you.
Will Will O'Neill. Oh my gosh, they are coming through now.
Oh, it's Stephen Holtzclaw. Chris Tats.
We got Edward Fulmer and Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge. Hi, guys.
Oh, Mr. Great Shot. Good evening to you.
And Lito Cortez Livewire's in here. Hi, Mike. How's it going?
Oh, hi, Chris. Nice to see you.
Adriana from Whiskey Mountains. Be More Bourbon.
Jason
Okay,
Busey. Nice to see you.
and the Bourbonaut. Well, everyone. Hi, John T. I hope you are all here. I hope you got some low and some high proof with you so you can drink along. Deathless Dog's in the house. So we were
Hi,
trying to
Rachel.
figure out what we wanted to talk about tonight, where we could just kind of hang out with some friends and maybe get some of your guys' opinions and thoughts on some stuff too.
Cheers, Big Vic. Nice to see you.
Hi, Bourbon before bacon. So, Jen, I think we both decided that one of our lower proofs we were going to start with was going to be the Eagle Rare.
Yes, that is
I'm
correct.
I'm sure those of you that know me are very surprised that I'm starting with an Eagle Rare. If you have some Eagle Rare, please drink along with us. I started with this one because it was kind of one of my first that I ever drank neat. It's a very smooth, easy beginner bourbon. Used to be my daily drinker before it started disappearing. Do
I
you
actually
like?
really like it. She had me taste it when I first started, and it's one of the ones that I enjoy at the 90 proof range.
So, what was your first lower proof that you did neat?
That was actually a rye, to be honest with you, because I was trying different ones that I just didn't like the taste of. So rye was what got me into drinking whiskey neat. Now that I've actually been drinking it neat for a little bit longer, I'm actually starting to prefer it that way.
Yeah. That's right, Noah, Lone Wanderer 360. Eagleware used to walk into any shelf, pick it up, under 40 bucks. And we saw it coming. We knew it was going to start disappearing. So every time we'd go to the store, we'd pick up another bottle and tuck it away. And now it's harder and harder to find.
Cheers, Scott. Thanks for coming by.
In chat, if you guys want to drop some of the things that some of your lower proofs that you started with, um, I'm really curious to know kind of how everybody else's journey started. Now, if you started out with a huge slap in the face, that's probably not going to be a low on our lower proof end. We'll get there.
I do like how sweet it smells. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey. Thanks for coming over. It's
Time for
nice
a
on this.
dram. Hi. Oh my goodness, it did. It made it into Roy's cut of Shane singing. Real quick, if you don't mind, I'm a really quick story about the Texas Bastards Ball. When we were at La Quinta, a gentleman stood up and belted out the song Alleluia, and grown men were crying. And I sent it over, and I'm so glad that it made it into Roy's cut and shared on the dummies. So that's super cool. Super, super cool.
Oh, very nice. I'm sure that was an experience.
It was awesome. whiskey and good singing and equals tears and laughter. So
That's always
Jason
good to know.
Busey started on Lefroy, but bourbon he started with Jefferson's Ocean. Oh, and Harper 15. Okay.
I see Lido started with Bullet, which is good. We've had some of that prior. I,
Jameson and Monkey Shoulder. Yeah, I started Jameson on ice before I made it to neat because I could find it in the bar.
oh, cookies for little pies. Yes, Chris. When I come to Australia, you're gonna make some pies and I'll make some cookies. It'll be a great time.
Oh my
I look
gosh.
forward to it.
Hot
All right.
Brahmin, first bourbon, Williams Bottle and Bond, and Four Roses single barrel was the first high proof. Oh no, first high proof was Knob 120. Okay. Which I almost pulled down today.
Oh, Brian stole his first from his mom at the Virginia Gentleman.
Nice.
That's I think
So
sometimes that's where your alcohol is going to start because that's what's available to you.
So for those of you that started lower proof, or even if you started higher proof, once you got up into the higher proofs, how often do you go back down and revisit those low proof whiskeys? Is that something you do on a regular basis? Um, Put down in chat. I'm curious to know because I know for me, some of my favorite whiskeys are those lower proofs, but then some of my favorite whiskeys are the higher proofs. I think it kind of depends on what the notes are for me.
Yeah,
What
I
about
think
you,
with
Jen?
me, I have to start lower because my palate is new to drinking whiskey neat. I have found when I have tried a higher proof whiskey that a lot of times I'm not able to taste or smell all the notes that are actually within the whiskey, and I'm just not able to get them because of the proof being so high. And that's just because my palate's not used to that high of a proof.
Mm. So I think I think like most people, I start out on a lower proof and then go up higher. I don't usually go from high to low, unless I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have any more high proof.
Okay, so I see Lilith started with Makers and Coke, and then graduated to ginger ale, which is good, and then into straights. Nice.
Yeah,
It's
I started with Diet Coke because Coke was too sweet. I didn't like the way it mixed with the bourbon, and then slowly moved on. Okay, so Adriana starts out the night with 100 proof and then quickly moves on to higher proofs. Yeah, that seems to kind of be what I hear.
so why do you do that? Is it because you would rather get to the higher proof and you need to start at 100 and it just works your way? Or is it because you need more on the higher end?
I know for me, there's some that I really enjoy on the lower end, and if I start high, then I don't get quite the flavors that kind of dulls that palate a little bit for me if I try to go to a lower proof. So I'll warm my palate up with a lower proof, and then get into some of the ones I really feel like drinking, like an Elijah Pig Barrel Proof or something like that. Okay, so I saw Cheech said he usually starts at 100 and goes up. Seems like Hot Ramen kind of does that too. Seems to kind of be how it goes. Um, Unless you had a really crappy day and then you just go straight for the high proof.
I guess that can be situational. Let's see, Todd Ritter. Most Milo proof stuff are dusty bourbons. Okay. And I don't know what a dusty bourbon is,
It's some of
to
those
be honest with
older
you.
ones where you're going to get a little more cohesive. What? Bourbon? Oh my goodness. Ben says, I start the night by driving and then end the night by driving. Oh, wait, we're talking about whiskey. Yeah, I'll have some of that one day when I get back to driving and lurking.
Well, hi, Ben. I'm glad that you're here.
So, on the Eagle Rare, some of the other ones that the Buffalo Trace seems to really be a good beginner foot in the door. Some of the other ones that are kind of right in here is the Woodford Reserve. Um, I I then kind of graduated into Michter's and McKenna, that kind of thing.
Oh, time for a dram. That makes complete sense. I like that. that analogy with music.
You don't start on full volume and expect to get anything out of a lower sound. I like that. That's good. Yeah. Um, I mean, there's some higher proofs that don't drink high. They don't taste hot on the palate. So sometimes if I'm really in the mood for something or I'm celebrating a special occasion, there are some that I'll pull out, but for the most part, I'm going to start down at that lower proof and go up. But is there a lower proof that you would put up against one of those coveted high proofs all day long and swear by it?
Let's see. Well, the highest proof that I've had was the Old Carter Bourbon 10, which I really enjoyed.
Okay.
So that would be the highest I've had, that I was actually able to get some flavor out of, where I wasn't just tasting like the alcohol on my palate.
Okay. Is there a lower proof that you would kind of put up next to that you think is similar?
Um, Probably the Nassif Family Reserve.
Okay. Okay. Again, a lot of the people that kind of know my two favorites, my favorite lowers is Eagle Rare and Elijah Craig 18. And for a long time, I would put that Elijah Craig 18 up next to a barrel proof and swear by it all day long. And then C920 came out, and I can't say that anymore. So it was a sad, bittersweet day where I fell in love with C920, and I can't say with a straight face that Elijah Craig 18 can stand next to the barrel proof anymore.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's the first time I've said it out loud.
Okay, let's see. 08. Lower proofs usually palate setters for me, but there are lots below her that are easy sippers that I go
Okay.
to when in the mood. Michter's US 1 of 1910, Woodford Reserve, and Elijah Craig Small Barrel. Small batch.
I swear by Old Forester 1910. I like it better than 1920. I know that's not popular opinion, but from my taste and my palate, I like the 1910 over the 1920. And it is a lower proof. And I also really love the Woodford Double Oak. And that's one you either love it or you hate it.
No, I really like the Woodford Double Oak a lot.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I enjoy that one. I'll be
Edward
probably having
Fulmer,
that
I
around this
agree.
winter.
Edward Fulmer says C920 is the best Elijah Craig barrel proof he's ever had. I share that opinion.
Nice.
Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Tricia, thank you. What you cannot see around it is all the construction going on. We are getting there. We're almost done. We're hoping to have all the rest of the shelving up in the next couple of weeks. We've got the lap siding and the reclaimed wood up, and it's coming right along.
Oh, Deathless Dogs like the C920 as well. Let's see, Chris Tat says the 80 proof furs are cheaper over there.
Okay. What else do we got? Okay, so we've got the Eagle Rare. Very cohesive, caramely, basic notes of a bourbon, the caramel, the honey, the vanilla, all kind of mixing together. If you have someone in your life that you're trying to get them to drink whiskey with, it's a great first neat or even on the rocks to try, in my opinion.
Nice. I
Do
see
you wanna move on to
Adriana
the
got a
next
backup, so that's good.
And I enjoyed mine out of my Bourbon Junkies Glen tonight. I like to get out my friends' Glens and try my drinks in my friends' Glens. It makes me feel like they're here.
Nice.
So we going on to Michter's?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we realized we both have the Michter's small batch bourbon. Oh, Mr. Whiskey Shit's Ladies in the house. Hello, how are you? And Jason from the Mash and Drum, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jason. Thanks
Super
for coming
excited.
over.
Great stream. I'm super excited about the blends moving on. I am a little biased in that, so I'm going to pour this one into my Whiskey Encore Glen.
Oh, nice. Mine is in a Whiskey Encore Glen as well.
I'm doing a bottle kill. Don't worry, I have more. Nice. And if the mods that are in here want to drop the links to any of these Glens that we're drinking out of, we've got the Bourbon Junkies, Whiskey Encore. We've got the Mash and Drum. Jason's in here. He was on before us. And then, of course, it wouldn't be complete without Women of Whiskeys.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Michter Small Batch. What's your story with that one, Jen?
So it's just a tiny step up from the Eagle Rare on the proof side. And it still, to me, has a sweet smell when I sniff it, which smells really nice to me. I like the sweeter smell and then a little bit on the back end.
Okay.
And I like the Michters because there's different Michters that I also drink that I enjoy. So Cheech suggested this one as well, and I like the finish on it.
Okay. What other Michters do you really like?
The toasted barrel, the rye is one of my favorite ones. I think we're almost out of one, and that'll be sad. But the toasted barrel, I think, on the Michters is going to be my favorite one.
Okay. So for me, Michter's was kind of, it was an easy step for me when I first started out, just a little bit tiny step up, totally different notes. And it's funny because I swore by it. Anybody who ever wanted to get into whiskey, all my friends, I always said, you have to get Michter's Small Batch. You have to try it. You have to try it. And then it's funny because when I revisited it recently, it's almost too sweet for me now. It's strange how that palate changes because I really have to be in a mood for it. I still enjoy it, but it's kind of like it's got that soda pop sweetness to it that is you really have to be in the mood for. Has anybody else gone back to something like that and you're shocked at how much your palate changed on it that you're like, wow, I used to love this? Yeah, still sweet.
Yeah, I like it, but it has a little bit of a tiny bite on the back end, but not a
It does.
lot. And the sweet smell with that and finish on it, I really enjoy.
Now, I have not tried, I have it, but because we moved to the bar, a lot of stuff is still in boxes. I have not tried um, the rye that you like, the Michter's. Is that which one is that you were
It's
telling me?
it's the toasted barrel rye.
The toasted barrel rye. I have it. I've never opened it. I haven't tried it. I don't like rye that much, but I really want to try it.
You should definitely try it. I think you're gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like ryes though, so I'm gonna be a little bit more biased on that aspect of
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if I
Um,
trust you.
yeah, it's really good. Um, and the bottle is impossible nearly to find.
Yeah.
So it's
So
very
Airsoft
tasty.
Riot is in the house. I don't know how many of you guys out there are into airsoft, but you've got to check out Airsoft Riot's YouTube page. It's you want to talk about some phenomenal videos. Oh my gosh, I need to just have him edit all my videos because they're amazing. Good content, great clarity. Check out Airsoft Riot if you haven't had a chance.
Very nice. Thanks, Adriana, for putting the links in there. Definitely appreciate that.
So Whiskey Mountain says that she used to love Wyoming whiskey small batch, and now it hits sweet and blank. Yeah, Will and I talk about that all the time about because he was into whiskey long before me, and it's kind of fun to look back and just go, wow, it's so many things. I get different notes out of things. I'm pulling different things. Some things I like more, some things I don't like at all. Like Wild Turkey 101, I don't think I'll ever not like it, but I definitely pull better notes out of it now than I ever did. Something just as basic as Wild Turkey 101. Um,
I've mixed Wild Turkey 101, but I haven't really drank it straight um, yet. I usually mix it, but you should definitely revisit your whiskeys because you are going to find different things and on your palate or in when you smell it, different things like that.
So for me, I went my 101. I used to throw that in my Diet Coke, and then I went to that was when I put on the rocks before I went to neat. Um, and I've realized there's some things that if I put on ice, it becomes a complete ethanol smack. And then there's some things that I put on ice and it kind of tones that down. There's still a couple things I'll go back and throw on ice versus drink it neat.
I have tried to do it with ice. I didn't care for whiskey on ice. For me,
Yeah,
it didn't do anything for me. So when I switched over to neat, it was a much easier shift for me because I
nice.
didn't really like the watered down flavor of things.
Hmm.
So I went neat, and it was a much better flavor profile for me.
And one thing that Will taught me is the way that things can change by just putting a couple of drops of water in it. I don't do it very often, but there's been times where when I do a blind, just kind of screwing around at home, and I put them in order, and then I'll go and throw a drop of water in each one, and then my order changes. So
So it's that much of a difference, just
on
that
some,
one.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, I can completely change it.
I might have
Um,
to try maybe a drop or two, but not an entire melted ice cube.
yeah, and we do the whiskey balls because they don't melt as fast. And I don't even know if it's the ice that I. There's only two that I really do it with, and I think it's just that I like them really cold. So, do you guys ever put anything on ice? Oh, Jason says women whiskeys would be interesting to see you guys try the new label Wild Turkey 101. It's sweeter than past. Oh, okay. I would be interested in trying that. And Jen, that might be a good one for you. It's a little bit sweeter, he says.
I
So
have to
I
try
have
that.
not seen it. I appreciate that. I think that's something we should try.
Absolutely. I'll have to have Cheech look for that when he's out buying whiskey.
Yeah, we have to increase our whiskey budget because now we're both hunting, and it's not good. It's just not good.
Yeah.
I need a bigger bar.
Yeah, or just more storage.
Yeah.
You can work that out.
Edward
Okay.
Fillmore, I would agree. Stag Junior and ECBP on ice sucks. Yes, I would not put that on ice. Lower proof whiskeys will stand up better on ice. In fact, a lot of times, especially the Irish and the Kentuckys, they'll those lower proofs, it'll bring out some of those flavors a little more, in my opinion.
Yes, Lilith, that was a Cheech arm. He was getting the Chattanooga whiskey for me.
So the Michters, again, that was mine kind of after going from the Buffalo Trace, the Eagle Rare, the Wild Turkey. Then I did the Michters. Where did you go after Michters, Jen?
So I went to Chattanooga. I really enjoy the Chattanooga bottle and bond. I also have tried several different Chattanooga whiskeys as well, which I do enjoy. Um, so they have all sorts of different types of whiskey, and I really enjoy their mix, whatever they're doing in their distillery. They're doing a really good job.
I actually had not even tried Chattanooga until you and Cheech started raving about it. And then Cheech sent some samples to William when we were between houses. And we didn't want to carry bottles of whiskey into where we were staying. So we brought all our samples with us. And he drank through all those Chattanoogas, and I did not get one single taste. Not one.
Uh, they're good. They're good.
So I did pull it down when you said that you were going to pull that down and try that.
I'm
And
good,
this
Jason.
one, what did you say this one is at? Okay, 100 proof.
Yes, bottle and
Okay.
bond is 100 proof. I'm safe, Jason. We're good.
So Cohen says try a freezer glass with gel in them instead of ice if you like whiskey cold. I have definitely tried putting glasses in the freezer. It is good. I've kind of gotten past that, but definitely in the summer sometimes having it cold is Okay, I got sidetracked. Sorry. I was like, squirrel.
Let's see. So OH says when it comes to turkey products, because they're relatively cheap, usually picks one up for a replacement rare breed or a, I'm sorry, or a Russell's Reserve over a new
Okay.
turkey product. Nice.
Rare breed was my first barrel proof as well. And back then, I didn't know really any other barrel proofs. That was at that time, my husband was so kind as to kind of walk me through the different things. And so I wasn't grabbing things off the shelf that would smack me in the face. And then my first trip down to the Bastards Ball, Jason from the Master Drum sat down with me and kind of explained things to me and had me try some things. So that was cool.
Jason.
Go ahead, read that, Jen.
I know you're all into murder mysteries, and they all start with Phantom Arms, I think. I'm just waiting for Cheats to call Jen and say he's on the way home. Yeah, it's possible.
Which that actually reminds me, if you guys are planning on watching our next Criminals and Cocktails, we usually do those on the last Wednesday of the month. But November, we are doing it different because of Thanksgiving. We are going to do it on the third Wednesday of the month in November so that we're not having to do a long stream the night before Thanksgiving. We will still have a stream that night, but our Criminals and Cocktails will be on the third Wednesday of the month.
Yes,
in
November 17th.
Yes, November 17th. And we're doing the case of who, Jen?
Okay. So
I know, I just wrote it down too. I'm excited about it.
It's a good one, and I think people are going to really enjoy it. Let me get it for you.
This is a woman, actually, a woman murderer. And if I remember right, she killed her husband and tried to kill her daughters?
So she killed both of her husbands, tried to blame her daughter for it, then tried to kill her daughter, and well, luckily her daughter lived, but she did not. She's still hanging out in prison. So
And what, do you have her name yet?
it's a good case, and I hope that people will enjoy it.
So that's going to be November 17th this month. So
Yes.
we will see you for that one. Jason, that's when I cook dinner. Ask William. It's after I've watched and supported all the YouTube channels and I've sat down and had a couple drinks, then he gets dinner.
Oh, Adriana, you're gonna enjoy this one. There's definitely a lot of different cases out there, and I want to keep it interesting. And this one's really gonna enjoy it. I hope that it's a good case because there's a lot of twists in it. There's a lot of information about it. It's more recent. It was from 2005. So there's a lot more information on it that people are able to find if they want to go ahead and research it. We'll put it out next Wednesday about the case and the cocktail so that everybody is aware. And they'll be able to look at it and also get the ingredients for the cocktail that we'll announce on next Wednesday.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Whiskey Shits. I am battling Mike Stahl on Livewire Whiskey this Sunday. We're doing the blind battles. He called me out, and so we're going to put my sniffer and my taster to the test. So that is this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time on Livewire Whiskey.
Oh, that'll be a good battle to watch for sure.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is we're gonna have to name off, but I don't know. I have a little faith in my smeller and my taster.
Absolutely. Just keep
Okay,
trying.
I'm gonna pour some of this Chattanooga into my mash and drum Glen. Okay.
So with the Chattanooga, the bottom bond, for me it has a little spice on the front, which I enjoy on my palate.
Gosh, I don't think I've broke into this. Maybe I did. I'm trying to remember now. I thought I did, but it doesn't smell like I thought it would.
Well, what was your expectation?
I didn't really have one. I thought that when I smelled it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've had that. And I told them, like, I don't know if I have.
Has anyone in chat had any of the Chattanooga series whiskeys at all?
Jason, it is spring of 2017.
Yes, absolutely, Lilith. It'll be a good one.
So which one do you have there, Jen? Jason was asking if it was spring or fall. Should say on the side of the bottle.
It is, where is it? Spring 2017.
Okay, so we have the same one.
Yeah.
That's sweeter than I thought it would be. Right in the middle of the palate, like jammy and like it coats the whole tongue.
It definitely has a good mouthfeel to it. Where in the country are you located? East, west, Midwest?
That's weird. It's got a little bit of a medicinal, like a grape or cherry cough syrup almost. I think I'd almost have to go with grape. Interesting.
Do you like it?
I do. I do like it. Yeah. At first, on the nose, I wasn't sure, and I thought maybe it wasn't going to be. It's sweeter on the nose to me than, and it's a little more medicinal on the palate, in my opinion. So,
It does have a little bit of the medicinal in there.
so Lone Wanderer 360 is actually just north of the town where I met William. So we were practically neighbors there for a while. And he got to come down when we did the Idaho meetup and visit with us. And he's come through a couple, I think another time, and had lunch with us. So,
Oh, that's fun. I want to get out that way.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
And
each
then
every year.
I do have to say, Adriana, I keep seeing this stuff, Whiskey Mountains, about your knife, and I do not want to have to do a criminals and cocktails Whiskey Mountains edition. That
Oh.
would.
Oh, but we'd get first dibs on, having the conversation, good interview, personal touches. Oh,
Yeah,
Dave.
that's sweet.
Yes. He did have it coming.
That is candy. That is a lot of candy on that. What did you get on that palette? What notes are you picking up, Jen? I know you've had it before. I'm surprised. Apparently, I haven't had it.
So on the palate for me, it's a little bit spicier. The smell is very sweet to me. It's kind of buttery spice on it to me. It definitely coats the mouth, which I like. So it kind of gives an overall feel. So it's not just there and gone. It kind of just stays there in, I don't know what the word I want to use. It just tastes good and it's sweet and like a baked good.
Okay. It does linger right there in the middle of the tongue, very much.
Absolutely.
Todd Ritter, good night. Be safe as well. Okay, so what is anybody drinking along with us? Is anybody's kind of in that low to mid-range proof right now? I think we're kind of into the middle range. Is anybody else there with us? I know that for me, about this time of night, I'm usually jumping into some higher stuff. I'm going to take Jen along with me from now on.
Yes, I need some practice on the higher proof.
So, but this was good. I appreciate you twisting my arm into the Chattanooga. I actually was going to do the McKenna instead, and Jen talked me into the Chattanooga. I'm glad she did. So,
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. All right, so the next one is going to be the Russell's Reserve. And so it's the single barrel store pick at 110 proof.
I have that as well. Okay, mash and drum, that makes sense. Deliberately used a high fruit forward on that spring mash bill. So the fall is more caramely. Okay, that's interesting. That makes sense. Spring and fall, spring fruit. I liked it though. It was really good. So yes, I'm doing the same thing. I've got that Russell's Reserve non-chill filtered single barrel. This is
Cheers, Tim Evans. Thank you for coming by.
Warehouse 644 Barrel. Oh, nice. This is the Mash and Journey Look at the Birdie. So, is that what did you say yours was a pick as well?
Yes, it's a store pick.
Okay. So, this is Mash and Journey. They've been putting out some great picks. And that's My Bourbon Journey and Mash and Drum that are doing these together. William and I did a pick with them that should be coming out soon, I would assume. So we're excited about that. But this is a nice one. I really liked this one.
Yes, so the Russell Reserve store pick that we have is from a local store, and it's 110 proof.
This is 110 proof as well.
Good evening, Mr. Jiggs. Cheers. Thanks for coming by.
Mash and Drum are our great selections tonight. I know we get so many we get so many picks, and we have everything hand delivered to our office. And so when we were between homes, William had to lock his office door because there was just boxes all around his desk. Yeah.
I didn't really think about the overall process of moving all of the whiskey between places. It's a lot more than I expected, but it's good to know what we have so we can add as we move on. But it's a lot to move all of those bottles.
Yeah, we are actually, once we're done with construction and we're putting everything back into the bar, we're going to update our spreadsheet so that we know exactly what we have, because this has been crazy. We have boxes under beds and in closets and in our storage room, and it's trying to, find the things that I want to share with my friends and share with you guys.
So in chat, when you're looking for whiskey, is it always based on proof, or is it based on the picks that are coming out, the season, or a different parameter that you look for?
It seems like I wish that I enjoyed more Scotch, because it seems like this time of year people start kind of moving over into Scotch. So if you're not a Scotch person, what are you leaning towards in the fall and winter? Are you going for those more smoky or baked goods, or are you kind of sticking back with your fruits and whatnot?
So I know that the hunting of the seasonal offerings are always a good idea, because they only come out at certain times. So you're always able to have them at different times of the year. I can see that how the hunt can be exciting because you get to go to different places, you meet different people, and you're looking for different things and making those connections. It is a lot of work, so the people that do it, because I know Cheech does it, and he does make really good connections, and he's a really good people person, so that does afford us being able to get some good whiskey and some good picks and things like that. So I luck out on that, on Cheech being a good person going out and looking for it, because
Yeah.
he is patient.
Well, and one thing I've noticed, and Jason touched on this in his stream tonight. In Idaho, they changed all the rules recently, because people were just being assholes, to be blank. I mean, they were in Idaho, it's allocated. And so they had a website, you could see what was going to drop and where. And people would camp out. And then the poor clerks are like, my shipment just pulled up. And they're like, open the box, open that box. I want that right now. And Idaho got so sick of it that they changed it. And now it's all secretive. And you got to like walk around and look on the shelves. Or they won't even be on the shelves, and you have to ask. And hopefully you have a store clerk that thinks you're not an ass. So when William and I go into a store that we've never been into because we're in the area, we walk in separately and kind of like, are they going to be nice to the girl or the boy?
I think you have to, when you're building the relationships, because those relationships are important. So I really think having that initial conversation and being respectful, because those people do deal with a ton
Yeah.
of different individuals on a daily basis, and they do have the people that want to come in and only want the allocated things
Hmm.
and not, be a patron of the store overall. So I
Yeah.
think that being on the good side of them and sometimes not being able to get things and being a good person about it is going to help you in the
Yeah.
long run.
And you have to buy other things. You can't just go in and say, I want a Stag Junior. You know, um, I have I buy things all the time because there's more than just BTAC. There's more. There's wonderful bottles, that are under $40. Um, and so I find those stores that I want to support, and that's where I buy those. Jason Busey, yes, I have the Midwinter Nights Dram. It's phenomenal. It was the first rye I ever decided that I liked, and I liked it the minute I tasted it a couple years ago. And I just got the most recent release, and did not disappoint. The Campfire from High West, I'm not a smoky girl. I didn't care for it. I have not tried the Compass Box. I had an opportunity in Texas, and I got sidetracked and didn't try it, so I need to do that.
I like the Midwinter Night's Dram
Mm-hmm.
a lot. They're delicious. Okay, hot ramen. Never talk to someone in the store without a bottle in your hand.
Absolutely.
That's some good
I
advice.
I went in the other day and I actually ended up getting I didn't even know it had dropped actually. I ended up with an Elmer T. Lee. But with that, I also bought a package of Fireball Christmas ornaments. And the reason is I have a bunch of 20 somethings that work for me, and we do stockings, and they had the little bottles in there. And I thought I can support my local store. I can buy something other than this beautiful bottle that I ended up finding, and all the 20 to 25-year-olds are going to be super, super happy.
And
So,
that was a good buy.
yeah. And
Well,
I probably should have bought a second one to send to Kira.
she would totally enjoy that. The flippers do make it hard for everyone, Lilith. You are right on that.
Mhm.
I have been getting into hearing about the secondary and how much more expensive and how high those prices are, and that kind of can put a bad taste in people's mouth because of that. So I definitely agree with that. All right. Yes, Adriana, cheers to the husbands hunting so we can sit and enjoy. I completely agree. I am definitely pro
Yeah.
Cheech going out whiskey hunting.
Yeah, it used to be on when Will would go a certain day of the week when he has a really good relationship and he likes to support this one store. And he would go and I would look at the bank account the next day and I'd be like, did you go to the store and buy this, this, and this? Yeah, me too.
I
Dang it.
just know when he goes out and then when he comes back and if he has something, I'm like, "What'd you get?" I just like his whiskey, so it works out.
He has good taste. He has good taste. So that it's nice when you have a husband that, especially for me, Will's really into scotches. And so I know if someone, makes a suggestion in chat, that chances are if I don't have it, he'll go get it. And chances are we probably have it. So unfortunately, the one scotch I found in Texas that I did like, I have expensive taste, apparently. So yeah, it was the Signet, and it's MSRP at 225. So I'm probably gonna have to be more of a Scotch lover before I drop that on that bottle.
Yeah, I mean the good whiskey is pricey for a reason.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're gonna move up into a little bit higher proof, guys,
Yes.
what do you guys pull when you're going? You've warmed up your palate, you're ready for the next step. You want some good whiskey. What are you gonna pull for that higher proof? Let me know in chat.
Okay, so the next one I'm going to is called Old Granddad 114.
Okay. Hot Ramen says Lagavulin 16. I do not have Old Granddad. Actually, I might. I think it's under the bed. But Let's see. Deathless Dogs agrees. They say Old Granddad 114 is where it's at.
Yeah, Cheech
I'm
enjoys it.
I'm gonna pull out the Elijah Craig. I was gonna pull out our C920, but the bottle's really low, and William looked at me and said, "Stop drinking the C920." So
Yes.
I pulled
So,
out the Elijah Craig. Uh, yeah, the B. Did I get it? Is that right? Yeah, I got the B521 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's no C920, but it's a good second.
yes, see, Merritt, the old Granddad 114 is almost empty. This is actually the first time I've tried it for going up in proof. So Cheech enjoys it, obviously. So I'm
So you've
excited on
never had
trying
it?
it.
You ever had
No,
it?
I've never had this one. So,
Okay, then tell me about it because I think we have it under the bed, but I don't think I've had it.
oh, that's got a really neat smell.
Okay, while she's smelling that, I'm gonna get this poured. What are you getting on that?
Like almost dry fruit,
Okay.
a dried fruit kind of, like a fruit leather almost. It smells really
Chat,
interesting.
what do you guys get when on that old Granddad? I'm very curious because I'm gonna have to find that under my bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jason, that was kind of funny. Hot rum and driftless Glen Barrel proof, yes, absolutely. And Baker's is my newfound love. I absolutely love Baker's. I did not even know about it.
Oh, Embellish podcast. Old Granddad 114 is a solid pour that you should never tell anyone about so it doesn't become a tater table stakes.
Okay. Tim Evans, I have not seen the C921 yet. I know that it dropped in Utah, so I'm hoping it's going to drop here in the next week. But we're all so confused with the Idaho rules now that I don't even. I'm really hoping that my guy lets me know if he has any. I really would like to try that.
I actually really enjoy this. It's got a good flavor profile.
Yeah. Cohen, Glenmorangie, how do you say that? Quinta Rubin 14? Hope I said that right and didn't totally screw it up. I will ask my husband. I know he was talking about a Glenmorangie that was port cask finished. Um, is it similar to the Signet? Because I may like it. Jen, what are you getting on that?
So I'm getting the citrus on it, um, baking spices, kind of like a nutmeg, and a
Okay.
little bit with maybe with a little caramel on the finish. But it tastes really good. It actually tastes different than the smell because I was expecting more of a dried fruit on the palate, and it's more of the baking spice and the citrus on the palate.
Oh, okay. Okay. So OH high proof rare breed 1920 ECBP, but lately Maker's Mark 46 cast strength, definitely a good choice. I'm really liking the phase as well, 01 and 02. Oh, and then there's Adriana's Knob Creek's in there. Yep. So OH is comparing that Knob Creek as a step up to the old Granddad 114, Jen.
Oh, nice.
The
I'll have
Knob
to
Creek
try that.
12 cast strength.
I'll have Cheech take a note of that so he can get it while he's out hunting. Oh, never mind. He says he has it.
You just can't go wrong with an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It's a stronger proof, but the other notes come out right over the top of it. So it's not that ethanol-y punch that you can get. It just brings it up that notch. It lifts all those notes up into the front. I love it.
I think that was my biggest thing with moving up in proof in whiskey was the alcohol, like the overwhelming alcohol smell and on the palate that I couldn't get any of the nose when I couldn't get any of the flavors. It was just the ethanol. That's all I could get.
Hmm.
So drinking higher proof to me wasn't the point. Because I was trying to taste whiskey. I
Yeah.
wasn't just trying to get hammered. So being able to taste them, that's why I tried to move back down. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
with the slow moving up into the higher proofs that I'll be able to get the nose and the flavors on it to enjoy the higher proof whiskeys because I know there's a bunch out there. So I want to be able to enjoy them once I get their more flavor profile and more experience
Yeah.
in what I'm tasting.
I'm super excited for you to try those Starlights that I'm hand delivering to you. I think there's going to be a few in there. I'm sending enough for you and Cheech both. I think you're really going to like some of those. When I stepped up to the higher proofs, I really went with a lot of the finished. I started out with the lighter finished ones and then went right into those like port finished, not a fan of the cognac finish really. They're a little too sweet for me, but I think that that's a great way to step into those higher proofs.
Yeah, I haven't had any of the cognac finish yet. I believe Cheech has one that's not opened yet, so we're definitely going to try it. But I haven't had a cognac finished. I've had the port finished and I've had tequila finished, which was very good.
Um, I really like the double oak. I like the Starlight double oak and I like the Starlight port finish.
So with the double oak on the Starlight, how does that compare to the Woodford Reserve double oak?
They are, for me, they're completely different profiles. I love Woodford Double Oak, but I love Starlight Double Oak in totally different ways. I feel like for me, the Woodford Double Oak is more of that standard oaky, whereas the Starlight pulls something else out of there that's just a little bit different. I think the Starlight's a little more cohesive than the Woodford. But if you like the Woodford Double Oak, I think you will really like the Starlight Double Oak.
I do like the Woodford double oak.
Yeah,
I've had that on several occasions, and actually just went over and grabbed it like specifically to drink it. So I
yeah.
do enjoy it. So I'll be interested in tasting the Starlight double oak for sure. And Adriana, yes. So I believe that letting it breathe, whiskey breathe, it helps some of the ethanol come out of it so you're able to taste the whiskey. I don't know from other videos and from Cheech that sometimes the neck pour is a little bit higher than the body of it. So I definitely know that you need to let it breathe a little bit to gas off some of that.
Um, Delta Star, yes, the Starlight is chocolatey and fantastic. And bourbon for bacon, I can't disagree. I think for me, it depends on the night because they're so different. One night I would swear by the Woodford, the next night I'll swear by the Starlight. So it's just, you'll have to taste them both, Jen, side by side and let me know.
I
Maybe when we do
definitely
our
will.
finished stream that we're talking about, we'll throw those two in there blind and see. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely
so,
something we can do on that.
so as we're getting to the end, I want to go up to a little bit higher proof. Um, for you. This is going to be just a little bit lower than the Elijah Craig I just did, but I want to get you up there. So let's do the Starlight Indiana Straight Bourbon Whiskey at 116.4 proof. And let's get Jen up there in proof, shall we? Let's do it.
Absolutely. And
In a
then
couple
this
more
is
months, she'll
the
be having Obtanium with me in no time.
and this is the Bourbon Junkies pick, the Brave Little Toast Star.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't have my my camera hooked up. I'm doing this. I don't have the autofocus. I don't know if you can see that sticker from the Bourbon Junkies. Let's see. Kinda. Maybe. Yep.
There you go.
Brave little toaster. Everything is in such transition with the moving of this bar. I can't wait to get my camera set up right and my lighting. Super excited.
Yeah, it's all good positive stuff going on, which is always
I
good.
could set it up now, but then every time we do work, I have to tear it down and plastic everything. So yeah, we're just gonna do it like this. You guys know me. Just hang with me. We'll make it work.
Absolutely. Oh, Adriana, cheers. I see you're going good night. So I hope you have a good night. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Adriana, for all you do for us. Cheers. Let's see. The little
Yes,
toad
Lilith, the
star.
little
Yes.
toast star.
I always forget how dark this smells to me. I don't know if that's a note, but it smells like what I would think darkness smells like. Not uh, like peat or moss or anything like that. Just, I don't know how to explain it.
Like a cocoa powder.
There's a cocoa powder on it, but a little bit of bookstore.
Oh, I can see where you're going with that. Like a musty smell.
Like musty leather, old cardboard with the chocolate underneath it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I like it. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yes,
You're speaking
absolutely.
my language. Oh gosh. I don't know. Let's see, we got what? We still got a few, what, 30 people in here, something like that. I don't know why you guys hang out with us. We don't know what we're doing. We're glad you're here though.
Yes, we are glad you're here. We're still figuring this thing out.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all being here.
Absolutely. I want to hang out on a Wednesday night with my friends, see what we can do, see what we can learn. Hope we can entertain you a little bit, and hopefully you can help us learn and move in our journey. Um, it's so awesome to be able to talk about your journey and have other people come in, feel comfortable to talk about their journey. So when we're asking you questions, we really want to know. We're curious.
That's really kind of like a graham cracker almost on there. It actually doesn't drink as hot as I thought it was going to be.
I hate people that say this. I don't hate people. I always people. No, I'm always annoyed when I hear this note, but it's the only one I can say right now that applies. It's s'more.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying though, but
But
it does kind of fit though.
anything that has any kind of fire and chocolate, people go s'more. No, it really does smell like s'more.
Yeah, and there's only it's a very specific smell. So thank
Mhm.
you, Lilith. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you. All right,
Lilith,
hot
I don't
ramen.
know what happened. Lilith has been so good at like being supportive of women of whiskeys. I mean, she is like a cheerleader on the sidelines. And I sent her something from Women of Whiskeys, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to send it straight to Australia so she doesn't have to wait. And gosh, I don't even know how long ago that was, and it just hasn't moved. And it's not a hand delivery in that way. It's a piece of merch, but I don't know where it's just sitting there. I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I keep
Lilith is
watching though.
awesome. Thank you for
But
everything you've been doing, Lilith. We definitely appreciate it.
Noah says whiskey doesn't smell like damn marshmallows, says Frankie. Oh my God, that's an Idaho meetup. Mike Stahl from Livewire Whiskey brought his beautiful bride, Frankie, and she was just going off about how whiskey does not smell like marshmallows. Not very often, but sometimes. Sometimes
Ooh,
it
hot
does.
ramen. Just another half pour of wheated whiskey.
That wheated whiskey is amazing. I almost pulled that out tonight. It's amazing.
Yes. I believe I had some last night or 2 days ago, and it was delicious. I enjoyed it. I had a
All
pour
right,
of
what are you thinking
cheap.
of this higher proof?
I actually really enjoy it, but it's because I can
Yay!
taste the flavor, and
Yeah.
that's my biggest thing. Is because I don't want to taste ethanol. I want to taste what the whiskey is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because all the videos I watch and the conversations I have with chiefs, there's always these, flavors they go through, and all the things I can smell and taste and how they can attribute those to certain things. And I just wasn't getting it. And it was a little bit frustrating because I'm like, all I can smell is ethanol. All I can smell is
Yeah.
alcohol. Where are all these flavors and smells that you're getting? And so I had to work my way.
Yeah.
But I'm actually really excited that it tastes good and I can taste the flavor of it and it's not just ethanol at all.
Yeah, finding those really balanced ones, or maybe the ethanol creeps up on the back end so you can get through the notes first. Those are really enjoyable.
Yeah, and
And
working your way up definitely helps. So it doesn't blow your palate out right away. Um, and so tonight was really a good transition into that because it wasn't like huge jumps, and to be able to taste all the flavors through all of the pours that we've done so far
Mhm.
has really helped open up my palate, and to be able to share that with you as well. And it's just a really good tasting whiskey, and I really do enjoy it, and it's been an actual good tasting. I've actually enjoyed it, and none of them made me not want to drink it again, which is good. The old Granddad actually surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, so hopefully Cheech can find some more of that. We should get some. It's good. And then the Starlight with the Bourbon Junkies pick is actually very tasty, and I
Mhm.
don't get the ethanol on it at all, and being able to taste the graham cracker on it and all of that mouthfeel is really delicious.
Yeah. Good. So, I would definitely look into some of the Knob Creeks. I actually saw, like, I have not had the old Granddad, so I can't compare it, but I saw multiple people did reference that. So now I'm gonna have to go pick up some old Granddad and see how
Oh,
that
hi,
is.
Trev. I'm
Hello,
glad you're
Trev.
here.
Yay!
Nice to see you.
Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Trisha. Good night, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Poor
Oh,
Cheech.
John T. Cheech is awesome. He's doing great. He gets to drink whiskey and have fun and play
And you know
drums.
what? All men that are married to someone like Jen can't help but be appreciative if she's going to be like, yes, let's drink whiskey together and go buy more, please. Will you buy me this and I'll share it with you? I mean,
Yeah,
he asked her.
it's actually, I started getting into tasting whiskey just because I thought the Bourbon Junkies were funny, and I was trying to figure out what he was watching. And then it was, well, why don't you try something? Because I was a mixed drink person, or it was, different shots of tequila or vodka or whatever was around to, get you to the point you wanted to be at. So to be able to share this, and for him to kind of navigate me through this whiskey journey, and we went to a distillery tour, which was really cool, and so that has been really enjoyable. Um, Aw, thanks, Trev. That's very nice of you. The two most
Oh,
beautiful people ever on stream, like Cheech and Will, are just, I don't know. They are okay looking, but they are also identical if you think about it.
they are. Yeah, they actually, I think Will is the white boy version, like pale vampire-ish white guy of Cheech.
Well, I mean, we do live in the South, so
Yeah,
we
and
get a
we're in
lot more, we
Idaho.
have sun a lot
We're
more.
white. We're about as white as you get. We are, yeah, short and pale. That is my whole family.
Yeah, we're definitely short on my side of the family. The men in my family are tall, but women in my family are short. So sorry, baby, you're gonna be short.
Well, everyone, it's 10 o'clock. We made it through all of them. Jen, you got up to high proof.
I did, and now
What do you think?
I'm gonna look forward to keep pushing that a little bit more and trying new things. So if anyone in chat has something that they would suggest that's not too much ethanol on it, definitely let me know, and I'll definitely have Cheech get it for us to have a try.
Nice. And don't forget, Criminals and Cocktails will be on the 17th this month versus the last Wednesday of the month due to the holiday. So come check us out for our next Criminals and Cocktails. And we will see you here next Wednesday at the same time. So glad you all came to join us and hang out. Glad Jen got brave to move up the ladder tonight. We're just going to keep going. Um,
Absolutely.
and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I hope everyone has a good night. Drink your whiskey with your friends and enjoy your night. Be safe.
Absolutely. Everyone have a great night. Thank you for stopping by.